me start with something many men secretly feel but rarely say out loud. In most relationships, a woman needs you more than you need her. That statement alone might make some people uncomfortable, but it's the truth once you understand how real power works between men and women. This isn't about being superior to women or trying to control anything. It's about recognizing the natural dynamic that forms when a man stands in his value and a woman connects emotionally to that value. Here's what's really going on. Men often underestimate how much influence they have in a relationship. You bring structure, direction, stability, and the calm presence a woman naturally looks for. Even the strongest, most independent woman still wants a man she can trust, follow, and emotionally lean on. She might not say it directly, but her behavior reveals it. A woman becomes more invested when she feels she's connected to a man whose life doesn't revolve around her. A man who leads himself first automatically becomes a man she wants to follow. But this is where the problem begins. Most men give their power away. They chase too hard, explain too much, overthink every small action, and eventually put her on a pedestal she didn't earn. When a man does that, the whole dynamic flips. Now she becomes the center. She becomes the one with options. She becomes the one who feels she's the prize. But here's the twist. Women don't actually like that dynamic. They may enjoy it for a moment, but they don't respect it. What they really want is a man who knows his worth without begging for attention or approval. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. The truth about power, attraction, and emotional leverage in relationships. Why women often feel more connected to you than you realize. Why your energy affects how invested she becomes. And why the moment you forget your value, the entire relationship shifts against you. Now that we've broken the ice a bit, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here, especially for this conversation. Let's break down the real truth behind power in relationships and how to use it to become a stronger, more confident man. 1. She feels your value more than she feels your value, more than you notice you notice. Most men have no idea how quickly a woman can feel their value. You might think you're just living your life, doing what you normally do, and not trying to impress anyone. But women pick up on things long before you even realize it. They notice how you carry yourself, how you react under pressure, how confident or uncertain you are, and whether you move like a man who knows his worth. Women are naturally wired to feel energy, and they pick up on masculine confidence almost instantly. This is why she often becomes interested or invested much faster than you expect. She's feeling something deeper than looks or words. She's feeling your presence. The truth is, when a woman meets a man who has direction, purpose, and calmness, it affects her emotionally in a way she may not even admit. She might keep a straight face. She might act like she's unbothered, but internally, she's taking mental notes of everything. A man who doesn't rush, doesn't panic, and doesn't try to impress her instantly stands out from the crowd. And without even trying, you become someone she values more than she expected. Picture this. You're out with friends, relaxed, laughing, not trying to get attention from anyone. A woman notices you, not because you're loud or desperate for validation, but because you're stable, present, and comfortable in your own skin. Later, when you talk to her, she feels something she wasn't prepared for. She feels safe. Not the protect me from danger kind of safe, but the I can trust this energy kind of safe. And before you know it, she's thinking about you long after she goes home. Not because you chased her, but because your presence hit her differently. This is where most men get everything backward. They believe women only want money, looks, height, or some perfect lifestyle. But the things that truly grab a woman emotionally are internal qualities: steadiness, self-respect, direction, patience, emotional control, boundaries. These are things you don't even have to announce. She can feel them. And because she feels those qualities, she invests emotionally long before she ever says anything. The mistake many men make is assuming she needs loud behavior, big gestures, or performance to feel connected. She doesn't. She feels your value from how you live, not from what you try to show. This is why she often ends up needing you more, because your presence fills a space in her emotional world that most men can't reach. And once she feels that, it's very hard for her to detach. When you understand this, you stop chasing, you stop doubting yourself, and you start realizing that your value is already doing the work for you. Two, why her? Why her emotional investment depends on you. Emotional investment depends on you. A lot of men don't realize this, but a woman's emotional investment isn't random. It's not something she gives automatically, and it's not something you earn by chasing her, pleasing her, or proving how much you like her. Her emotional investment is directly connected to how you show up as a man. Women respond to masculine energy the same way plants respond to sunlight. They lean into it naturally when it's healthy, strong, and consistent. And when it's missing, they pull back just as fast. Here's the truth. Women invest emotionally in men who give them something solid to attach to. She needs to feel something from you that makes her open up, trust you, and put her heart on the line. That something isn't money or looks, it's certainty. A woman becomes emotionally invested when she feels your strength, your direction, your self-respect, and your ability to stay calm under pressure. When a man moves like that, she feels safe enough to give parts of herself she wouldn't give to anyone else. Men often misunderstand what emotional investment really means. It's not her texting you every hour or calling you nonstop. It's not gifts, compliments, or affection. Emotional investment shows up in subtle ways. She prioritizes you. She pays attention to your energy. She tries to stay connected. She becomes more careful with how she talks to you because she doesn't want to lose you. She does these things when she feels you're the type of man she can't easily replace. But here's the key. Her emotional investment depends on your stability. If you are insecure, reactive, jealous, controlling, or desperate, she will sense it instantly, and her emotional investment will drop. A woman cannot attach to chaos. She cannot attach to a man who doesn't trust himself. She cannot attach to a man who makes her feel like she has to lead. When you place her above yourself, you block her ability to connect to you the way she naturally wants to. On the other hand, when you move with calm confidence, when you have a clear direction in life, when you maintain your standards and boundaries, she experiences something deeper. She invests because she senses a man who doesn't need her to validate him. Ironically, this is exactly what makes her want you more. Men who need less emotionally from a woman end up receiving more from her. Men who keep their identity intact, who don't fold or adjust themselves just to keep her, become the ones she invests the most in. Your energy sets the tone. Your level of self-respect sets the level of her emotional involvement. And your sense of direction determines how deeply she feels connected to you. Once you understand this, you'll stop wondering what to text, what to say, or how to impress her. You'll realize the real power is already in how you carry yourself. 3. The power shift. Men don't realize they create power shift. Men don't realize they create. Most men have no idea how easily they give away power in a relationship. It doesn't happen because a woman is manipulative or playing games. It happens because men unknowingly create the dynamic by how they behave, how much attention they give, and how often they compromise themselves. The truth is, power in a relationship is not about control. It's about who holds emotional leverage, who sets the tone, and who determines the pace. And if you're not careful, you hand it to her without even realizing it. Here's the thing. Whenever you over-prioritize her, chase her approval, or make her your emotional center, you flip the power dynamic. Suddenly, she becomes the one calling the shots. Subconsciously, at least, she feels the freedom to pull away, to test boundaries, to decide how much effort she wants to invest. And you feel it too. You start wondering why she isn't more consistent, why she seems distant, why you have to work harder for her attention. But the reality is simple. You created the imbalance by giving her the upper hand without any resistance. The flip side is also true. When a man stands firm in his value, maintains his standards, and doesn't panic when she pulls away, the power shifts back to him. This doesn't mean you ignore her or act cold. It means you are grounded in yourself first. You don't bend over backward to prove your worth. You don't seek validation from her approval. You are living your life on your terms, and that alone makes her invest more, care more, and respect more. Many men also underestimate how subtle this power shift can be. It's not about huge gestures or arguments, it's about small things. The way you respond when she cancels plans, how you react when she's late, whether you chase texts or leave her space, whether you allow her words or moods to control your emotions. Every choice you make either gives her more power or takes it back. Most men give it away simply by reacting emotionally or seeking reassurance. Women don't want to feel like they are in control, but they instinctively sense when they are, and they'll pull back if they feel that imbalance. A man who understands this doesn't get caught in the trap of trying to force attention or affection. Instead, he lives fully, stays grounded, and lets the natural dynamic work in his favor. Ironically, the less a man chases, the more a woman needs him emotionally. The power isn't in forcing her to care. It's in showing her that you are a man worth why women respect men who need less caring about. 4. Why women respect men who need less. Here's a hard truth many men don't want to hear. Women naturally respect men who need less from them. Not because they're cold or unfeeling, but because men who are self-sufficient, confident, and grounded create a space that women instinctively trust and admire. When a man is overly dependent on her for attention, validation, or emotional support, it flips the dynamic. Suddenly, she feels like she's carrying the relationship, and that kills attraction faster than almost anything else. Women are drawn to men who have their own lives, interests, and ambitions. A man who maintains his energy, focus, and independence communicates a subtle but powerful message. I am whole on my own. That's magnetic. It doesn't matter if she's strong, independent, or successful herself. She wants a man who stands on his own because it makes her feel safe to lean in emotionally. She wants someone she can respect and admire, not someone she feels responsible for or who constantly seeks her approval. Think about it this way. A man who always needs reassurance, who gets jealous easily, or who worries about losing her, puts her in the driver's seat. She becomes the emotional anchor, and she can feel the weight of it. No matter how strong or independent she is, she won't fully respect a man who can't carry his own emotional load. On the other hand, a man who keeps his composure, maintains his boundaries, and continues pursuing his own goals demonstrates strength, stability, and self-respect, all qualities that inspire genuine admiration. This isn't about pretending to be detached or uncaring. It's about understanding the balance between connection and independence. You can be affectionate, loving, and attentive without losing your center. The key is not to overinvest emotionally or make her the measure of your happiness. When you stay grounded in your own worth, she notices, and it affects how she sees you in ways you might not even realize. Here's another layer to consider. Respect fuels attraction. When a woman respects you, she is far more likely to invest emotionally, value your presence, and seek closeness in a healthy way. But when respect is missing, emotional connection suffers. She might stay, she might flirt, she might even act interested, but the deeper attachment doesn't happen. A man who understands this knows that emotional leverage comes from demonstrating independence and maintaining his own value. 5. How? How your absence reveals her attachment. Your absence reveals her attachment. One of the most powerful truths in relationships is this: how a woman reacts when you step back shows exactly how much she needs you. Men often underestimate the impact of their presence and, even more importantly, their absence. You might think that staying constantly available keeps a woman invested, but the opposite is true. When you pull back, maintain your life, and let her experience your absence, the emotional truth becomes clear. Imagine this: you've been seeing a woman regularly, texting, meeting up, and putting effort into staying connected. Then one week, you don't text first, you don't chase, and you focus on your own projects and friendships. At first, she may not say anything, but internally, she notices. She starts thinking about you. She wonders what you're doing. She begins to feel the void your absence creates. That feeling, that's her emotional attachment showing up. She may act distant. She may overcompensate with words, or she may reach out. But the point is, She feels your value in a way she didn't when you were always available. Here's the lesson most men miss. Your absence doesn't weaken her feelings, it highlights them. Women need to feel that a man's presence isn't guaranteed, that he has his own life and his own priorities. That tension, that subtle uncertainty, creates attraction and respect. When you are always available, she can take you for granted without realizing what she would lose. But when you step back even slightly, she is reminded of your importance. She feels that she can't replace you easily, and that's when her true emotional investment comes to the surface. Men often make the mistake of thinking that withdrawal will push a woman away. In reality, when done correctly, it does the opposite. It tests the depth of her attachment, and it shows her that your life doesn't revolve around her approval. Women are naturally drawn to men who hold their own space and maintain their own priorities. That sense of independence is magnetic. The truth about who really controls the pace. 6. The truth about who really controls the pace. One of the biggest misconceptions men have is that they control the pace of a relationship. The truth is, women often control it, emotionally, not overtly, based on the energy you bring, the way you respond, the way you hold your boundaries, and the way you manage your own life actually sets the rhythm of how invested she becomes. But here's the key. It's not about manipulation or control. It's about understanding that your presence, confidence, and self-respect directly influence the pace at which she opens up, commits, or invests emotionally. Most men make the mistake of accelerating the pace. They text too much, try to impress too hard, or bend over backward to accommodate her schedule. They do these things thinking it will make her invest faster. But the opposite happens by moving too quickly. A man signals neediness. He signals that his emotional state depends on her and that naturally gives her the upper hand. She might enjoy it for a while, but deep down she knows she's in a position of power. And that can shift attraction in the wrong direction. The men who understand the truth slow down and let their own value guide the pace. They focus on their work, their goals, and their social life. They don't rush intimacy, approval, or validation from her. When a man holds his ground and moves steadily, he sets a pace that she can follow without feeling pressured. She begins to invest naturally at a rate that feels organic because she's drawn to his energy rather than chasing him. It's also important to remember that patience is part of this. A woman may test boundaries, pull back, or create minor distance, not to manipulate, but to gauge your stability. Men who panic during these moments accelerate the wrong things and give away power. Men who stay composed allow her to reveal her true investment over time. And here's the irony. The less you push, the more she ends up needing you emotionally. The relationship flows in a way that feels natural, but the underlying truth is clear. You are setting the rhythm. Ultimately, understanding the pace is about understanding your own value first. When you operate from a position of confidence and self-respect, you naturally determine how the relationship unfolds. You're not forcing attachment, you're not manipulating feelings, and you're not giving away your power. Instead, you create a dynamic where she feels the pull of your presence and chooses to invest because she wants to, not because you begged or overextended yourself. Stop giving away power. Build yourself first. 7. Stop giving away power. Build yourself first. Here's a reality check many men need to hear. If you keep giving your time, attention, and emotional energy to women who don't match your investment, you are handing away your power, and you probably don't even realize it. Too many men think attraction is about words, gifts, or constant effort. It's not. True attraction comes from presence, confidence, and self-respect. If you don't have those, no amount of texting, complimenting, or chasing will make her invest the way she should. Men often confuse kindness with neediness. Being caring is important, but when your actions are motivated by fear of losing her or by a desperate need to please, it kills attraction. Women can feel desperation a mile away, and it immediately shifts the dynamic. They start to sense that the emotional weight of the relationship is on them, and it makes them pull back even if they like you. This is where many men fail. They overgive before the woman has even invested herself fully. Building yourself first isn't selfish, it's essential. It means having goals, routines, friendships, and interests outside of her. It means being grounded enough to let her come to you instead of running after her. It means maintaining your boundaries, knowing your worth, and refusing to let anyone, no matter how attractive or charming, make you feel insecure or small. A man who does this naturally flips the script. The woman begins to need him emotionally, sometimes without even realizing why. Here's another truth. The women who chase you the hardest are often the ones who sense you don't need them. They feel your independence and see that your attention isn't guaranteed. And that's where attraction grows. The problem is that too many men fail to recognize this and continue to give their power away by reacting emotionally to her moods, trying to prove themselves, or over-communicating. It's time to wake up. If you want women to need you, you have to stop making yourself available on demand. Stop letting your emotions dictate your actions. Stop putting her comfort above your own self-respect. This doesn't mean being cold or uncaring. It means being intentional, measured, and grounded. A man who understands this is the man a woman will naturally respect, value, and invest in. So, here's the constructive criticism. If you're reading this and realizing you've been giving too much too soon, it's not too late. Step back, focus on yourself, build your life, reclaim your energy. Once you do, the power in your relationships shifts dramatically, and you'll finally see women investing in you the way you deserve. Here's a truth conclusion that might make some men uncomfortable. If you're constantly chasing a woman, trying to prove your worth or giving your power away, she will never respect or need you the way she should. The power in a relationship isn't about control or dominance. It's about presence, confidence, and self-respect. When you understand this, everything changes. You start realizing that women naturally invest more when a man stands firm in his value and doesn't bend over backward to earn attention or affection. It's time to stop confusing effort with attachment. Women feel your worth long before they say it out loud. They respond to your energy, your confidence, and your ability to maintain your life without needing constant reassurance. When you honor yourself first, you create a space where she can emotionally invest in a way that's genuine and lasting. That's when she realizes she needs you more than you need her. And that realization is what shifts the dynamic in your favor. I want you to reflect on this. Are you living your life from a place of value, or are you constantly giving your power away? Change starts with you. Focus on yourself, maintain your standards, and let the natural dynamics of attraction work for you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share your experiences in the comments below. Times when a woman valued you more because you held your ground, or moments you noticed your absence made her realize your worth. I read every comment and I'll engage with you directly. Let's learn from each other and take control of our relationships the right way. Remember, the moment you stop needing her, she starts needing you.